Hi everyone, it's Suzanne. Welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you our family's reads for December. So these are the books that we plan to read together as a family in December. I'm a huge proponent of read alouds. We do a lot of read alouds in my house, and I will continue to do them as long as my daughter lets me. She is now 7. And with that in mind, the fact that she is 7, I have curated a selection of books that include young readers, chapter books, and novels. I'm going to start off with the young readers, and I have chosen 3 for the month of December, and these are Usborne books, which I absolutely adore Usborne books. Yeah, so the first one is A Christmas Carol, and one of the things I love about these books are they're not only for for young readers, but they're also illustrated. So I always love their illustrations. The second one is Christmas Around the World. Again, same beautiful illustrations throughout. And that is Christmas Around the World. And the last one for the young readers is a Nutcracker. My daughter loves the Nutcracker still. And unfortunately this year, we won't be going to see the Nutcracker in theater. Now I'm going to move on to the chapter books. The first 2 chapter books we're going to read this month are from the Magic Treehouse series. And if you're not familiar with the Magic Treehouse series, get familiar. I absolutely love them. I've been reading them to Vivian since she was 5 years old, and we're about to read them for a second time in the new year. But I chose 2 of these for this month. And to give you a background on the series, Jack and Annie are from Frogs Creek, Pennsylvania, and they discover a treehouse in the woods. Turns out it's a magic treehouse that takes them all over the world and in times of history. And Morgan Le Fay gives them missions, mostly to bring back books to put in the library at Camelot. And then at some point it does switch to Merlin's missions, and these 2 are from the Merlin's missions part of the series. Now, the first one is obvious, Christmas in Camelot. Need I say more? Who doesn't want to go to Camelot for Christmas? And the second one I'm going to read from the series is called Blizzard of the Blue Moon. And although this is not based in December or Christmas, it is in winter, so still cozy. But I did choose it because it takes place in New York City. And we are doing a Christmas in New York City themed party this year, and we'll include that in the books that we're going to read for it. And then I chose 3 more chapter books for this month with the Christmas theme, and they're from the Geronimo Stilton books, and they are on order, so they haven't come in yet. I'll read you the titles that we are getting, and I'll show them to you during the wrap-up at the end of December. Merry Christmas, Geronimo. The second one is A Christmas Carol, and the third is A Very Merry Christmas. Now, these are a favorite in our house, Geronimo Stilton, and my daughter likes to read them with her dada, so they'll probably read those together in December. Next, I'm going to move on to the novels that we're doing in December. The first one, I chose this. I think it's now appropriate format for her age. I'll read this to her. This is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Geez, those lights, I'm sorry, they're just too shiny. Okay, so we'll read that in December. Then I thought it was the perfect time of the year. A Little Princess is such a magical, beautiful story. And if you are not aware, this is about a little girl who ends up going to a boarding house in London, and she's quite wealthy. And it seems like she's the classic example of a little princess. And then her dad disappears and all the money dries up. She ends up being sent to live in the attic in terrible conditions and to be a servant. And she uses her imagination and her belief that all little girls are little princesses. It's really a beautiful, magical story. And my daughter is listening to that on audio, and she'll listen to this one before she goes to bed each night. All right, the next one is a middle grade book as well, and it's a Roald Dahl's Matilda. And we are going through the series of Roald Dahl's books. My daughter asked me after reading a couple if I could find more by this author to read, and Oh, my heart. It was the first time she ever asked me that. So, of course, I went out and bought the whole series. So now we're working through it. This month, we're reading about Matilda. And we have seen the movie already. So it'll be interesting to see if she picks up on differences between the movie and the book. And this is about Matilda, who is quite magical and loves to read and comes from a family where they think she's crazy for that reason. They want to play bingo and watch TV and think she's just ridiculous. And she ends up going to school where the headmistress is a real bully, and lots of fun things ensue because that's Roald Dahl. We always have a good time. The final book is also a middle grade novel, and this is called Greenhouse Glass. And I've chosen to read this book because it is the book chosen by A Touch of Whimsy's book club for December. I'll leave the link to that book club below. And they have a live happening in the middle of the month where everybody talks about that book. I just thought it would be fun to join in. And this is, like I said, a middle grade, and I've asked around. It is suitable for a 7-year-old as well. So we'll read that together. This is about Milo, the adopted son of the innkeepers. And he thinks he's about to have a quiet Christmas at the Smuggler's Inn. But then it turns out it fills up with people that are fighting and things are disappearing. And it ends up he needs to solve the mysteries, and he does this with the cook's daughter. So it's all about putting those mystery pieces together and figuring out what exactly is going on at the Smuggler's Inn. I look forward to that and to being a part of that book club. That's it. That's the last one for the reads. So that is the list of our books we're going to read as a family in December. If you have books that you are planning to read with your children this December, leave them in the comments below. Or if you think there's a book that we may enjoy, please let us know in the comments below. All right. I will see you soon with another bookish video.